Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the largest gated community in North America, spanning 26,000 acres in the Ouachita Mountains in south central Arkansas. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and some occasional guests as we explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. McGraw Realtors, located in the heart of Hot Springs Village, is the fastest growing real estate office with over 30 agents and staff. Executive brokers Lori and Ken Henderson, along with realtor and waterfront specialist Rick Marshall, they're eager to share the special features of Hot Springs Village with you. For a complimentary relocation packet, call Ken and Lori at 501-276-3018 or call Rick Marshall at 501-601-RICK. They are McGraw Realtors of Hot Springs Village. Renaissance Homes builds spec homes ready for sale and custom homes. Brandon Tedder and his team make the process easy. Renaissance Homes incorporates solid construction methods from the ground up. Brandon is a certified green builder. With a fixed price approach, detailed spec sheet, you'll know upfront how much it will cost. Every job has a dedicated project manager and an in-house design expert. From permitting to landscaping, Renaissance Homes is the preferred builder headquartered right here inside Hot Springs Village.
Well, Randy, we're here at 10 De La Vega Circle on Lake Cortez, 240-acre Lake Cortez, on one of probably the most premium lots that I've had in the last 5 years. This is 320 feet of waterfront. The lot is right at an acre in size with about a 2,000 square foot house. So it's a combination that's pretty rare for the village. Usually you get a little steeper lot than this, and so there's a basement, and because of that it's a 3,000 square foot house, and you get the price run up pretty high if it's any kind of quality waterfront with that kind of square footage and it's been remodeled, and all of a sudden you're at $800,000 and wondering what happened. But this house, because it's only 2,000 square feet and is on one of the most premium lots on the lake, on the point, comes in at a price point of $549,900, and that's a rare opportunity to find a piece of property like this. Probably, arguably, this is the best lot on Lake Cortez. You've got gorgeous sunsets right across the lake. You got a double boat dock, floating boat dock down here. The house has a little shop area underneath. You can still make it your own with doing some updating inside in the kitchen area, but you pull up this property, I think you'll see some pretty amazing pictures, both from the drone and from the walkthrough. Again, it's 10 De La Vega Circle, but I wanted you to see this unique property just because they don't come up available very often.
No, I asked Rick before we hit record, because of all the properties, and Rick has shown me a boatload of properties, and we've shot videos from an awful lot of them, but these kind of peninsulas, especially in any of the big lakes, but Rick estimates, and we're not talking about properties for sale, there might be a couple of dozen kind of peninsula, kind of waterfront properties total in the village.
On all 11 lakes combined, right. I mean, you only have a couple of lots that are like this on each lake, really. And this would be one of those properties. That's an island across from us there, so that's probably the #1 most unique property on this lake, but this would probably be #2 with the amount of front footage on the lake. And just the setting is just absolutely gorgeous. You come down a long driveway and your backyard is like a park. It's almost completely level. So you've got low bank, and yet you're probably 6 feet up off the water, even at the edge. You can see the clarity of the water is really good. But you can fish right from your backyard here or from your own dock. Just a rare opportunity to have this many combinations of factors, and at really a $549,900 price point, you're just not going to be able to do better than that for this unique of an opportunity. But just wanted you to see this one. We've also got the update, for kind of an end of summer update for you. So for the last 3 months, we've been averaging about 58 sales in the village combined each month. Last month it dropped just a little bit to 53. But the homes are selling 2 days faster last month in August at 28 days on market instead of 30. That's still up from 10 days on market last year, when it was a lot faster. But the home sales, they were actually up 6% for the year. I grabbed a little helper cheat sheet here, but year to date this year, we're at 364 homes sold in the village, and 364 last year, with 48 townhomes last year, 388 homes this year. So we're up 6.6%. And we started off 22% down after the first 2 months of the year. So we've really made up a lot of ground. And then townhomes have not been as in high of demand. They're down 6%, at 42 instead of 48 this year. And that's probably due to the fact that last year, investors were still buying some of the townhomes for Airbnbs. And Airbnbs, that trend has softened and kind of gone cold. In fact, a lot of people, we're seeing some of those townhomes come back on the market now, people that just decided that's a little more work than we thought it was going to be. And so we're finding we're having fewer and fewer, of those townhomes, of those sales, and the demand has just kind of come down on them.
Well, we needed that correction, probably.
Yes, we did.
As far as the Airbnb goes.
Absolutely.
All right, it's time for Stump Your Realtor.
Okay.
These are questions that we've gotten from the audience since our, well, not all since our last update, because I don't know, we did a handful last time.
Yeah.
And the first one may stump you, and I'll go ahead and tease a future show. I'm going to be doing a roundtable conversation with the 2 school superintendents. The school systems that are represented here in the village are Jessieville and Fountain Lake, but I'm increasingly, Rick, I'm hearing from people, and they got kids. Mm-hmm. What can you tell us about the school systems, Jessieville and Fountain Lake?
We actually have more than 1,000 kids being bused every day to one of the 2 school districts. So yes, it is growing and has been growing. The demand for those 2 schools districts is excellent. They're good schools. And so I don't see a value difference between the 2 school districts unless someone has already been in that district and wants to stay there. But yeah, we're not a 55 and over community. We're not a senior community, and there are more and more families that have children. We're seeing that in our church. The youth group is growing, leaps and bounds, and all the feedback that I've heard. I've got a family member that was teaching at Fountain Lake, so that the schools are excellent. The teachers are good, and people really appreciate the schools here.
What help might a realtor provide for adult children who need to relocate our parents from Hot Springs Village? We don't live in the village and need to move them closer to us, but we're overwhelmed with a house and all the stuff.
Yep. Realtors should be able to help a lot. And we have 4 or 5 different estate sale companies here in the village, so we have people that we can connect you with to assist in that. Just giving advice on preparing the home, staging, whether they want to move prior to the closing of the house or not, definitely can provide resources for assisting in that. We do it a lot here in the village. It sounds a little bit morbid, but people either go into assisted living here or they're carried out in a box. I mean, we don't get people that move away from the village very often. This is usually a final destination, sometimes moving closer to family, but this is the destination location. So, but as far as moving mom, closer, we can provide those estate sale, the advice that's needed to help. We do that all the time.
And I was confusing that one with this one. We've been searching online for a house that's suitable for us, husband and wife, and my mother. So far, nothing seems quite right. Does HSV allow ADUs? So I'll just note here for the audience, ADU stands for accessory dwelling unit. Mm-hmm. It's a self-contained, independent unit on the same property as the primary residence.
Yeah, that's a very timely question because the state of Arkansas just passed a law, just went into effect, that they have to be allowed. And I don't know the POA's final take on that with their attorneys of whether that violates the covenants. I mean, we have square footage requirements per plat in here. They tend to be 1,100 or 1,200 square feet, most of them. And whether that would have to be honored or not, that is, I mean, in the last couple weeks that has come out. So can't give an up-to-date on that one. That would be something you need to check on. But there are plenty of opportunities with homes here in the village where, I mean, we did that with my mother-in-law. We've got her living with us, and she has one wing of the house, and we have the master on the other side, and we share down the middle. Other times, people will do a complete basement, you know, with a kitchen and self-contained second level of living. But there are floor plans that definitely lend themselves to that, and it's not an unusual thing here.
I'm worried about the condition of roofs because I hear that really impacts a homeowner's insurance policy. As a buyer, what should I do to ensure I don't make a mistake that could cost me?
Yes, hail damage has been a big deal here. The way the insurance companies have pivoted from or trying to limit their exposure and liability to expense is they're now not wanting to insure homes that have a roof older than 15 years old. That's what most of them are doing now. They're also looking at ways of charging as a percentage basis of the value of the home. And so there's been adjustments, the prices have gone up, there's been limitations on coverage or even getting new coverage. But there are options. There are other types of roofs that you can go with too. And you know, talking with a roofer like Keith's Roofing, the big one here in the village, there are impact-resistant roofs. And that doesn't mean that they're hail-proof, but if you get a Class 3 architectural comp roof with impact resistance, it's not a whole lot more money, but at least you have a little better chance of not having that damage that you will if you go with a cheaper roof.
Two more. My husband and I are willing to consider a fixer-upper, but have concerns about the availability of good remodel help. Can you provide any insights on that?
Yeah, I kind of joke about it a little bit. I mean, we have a couple of general contractors, and they may cost a little more, but you know, they're in high demand and they're good at what they do. So sometimes you get what you pay for, and it's worth doing that. Other times you're your own general contractor and you're hiring the subcontractors. And yeah, it can be worth it going that route to save the money. But if it's fall and it's deer season,
yeah, not going to happen.
You may not get those guys for several weeks. We're in the country, and so that may be a challenge to be your own subcontractor, especially in the fall.
Yeah, opening day is a state holiday here, by the way. I learned that the first year I was here.
That's right.
Okay, the last one. We've seen online some older houses that look like they need a ton of work, but the lot looks very nice. Are people demoing houses and completely rebuilding?
Let's break down the definition of demo. No, I don't see people will never to the ground, right? I don't even see things going to the studs. What I tend to see, I mean, a few of those for sure, but most of the time it's a remodel, not even a full reno. It's just something where you're going in and you're taking the Formica up to quartz, and you're you know, sometimes you're going a little more and you're taking the ceiling up higher, or but just by the vast majority are updating the flooring, the counters in the kitchen. Most of the time it's not blowing out walls and doing what I would call a complete demo or a reno. Doesn't mean you can't, because there are some great opportunities here, and honestly I think there's more value in doing some of the updating on a home on a quality lot than to try to squeeze into a remaining lot and trying to build a brand new home. That's pretty tough to do anymore. I think it's worth the sweat equity to do a remodel and have it the way you'd want it.
All right, he's Rick Marshall, and here's where you can reach him. 501-601-7425. That's 501-601-RICK. McGraw Realtors. All right, any parting shots?
This is what speaks volumes, right?
It does. It does. 320 feet?
320 feet of waterfront.
Yeah, this is the stuff that's hard to put a price tag to. I was asking Rick before we hit record, and then I'll shut up. But if just the lot was for sale, if there was no house on this lot,
it's almost impossible to say because we haven't had one, right? But it easily could be a $250,000, $300,000 lot.
Thanks for watching Hot Springs Village Inside Out. You'll find all our episodes at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com or on YouTube.